Hi, my name is Ethan Barnes, and I'm a 2013 Youth Corps participant. But my relationship with the electric cooperatives dates back to the early 1940s, when the Gibbons family farm first received electricity in Ashflat, Arkansas, a real rural area in Arkansas that had had electricity before then. I remember hearing the stories from my grandparents and my great-grandparents. They first flipped the switch in their farmhouse, and they were skeptical that rural electrification would forever change their lives. But little did they know that 80 years later, that their grandson's life would be affected the way it has. Today, I know the value that the electric cooperatives brings to all of those who take part. Concern for the community and democratic member control will always be key factors in the successes of the cooperatives, as well as in all of our daily lives. When I first heard of the Youth Corps, I heard the opportunity to apply, and I thought, why in the world would anyone send high school students to the nation's capital, especially for free for a week? But then it hit me like a bolt of lightning, and it hit me in the head. It said, it's all about investing in the future of our youth. And that's what the cooperatives are about, is investing in the future. My grandfather, who was raising me at the time, right before his death, and my high school counselors encouraged me to apply for the Youth Corps. I never imagined or even thought that I stood a chance. But I one day received notification from North Arkansas Electric that I'd won the trip. I was absolutely blown away. So, from the moment we left the ground in Little Rock for one of my first airplane rides, I knew that I was in for the trip of a lifetime. For the first time in my life, I was in the nation's capital. It was amazing to me. It was beautiful, and it was only something you read about in the history books. But I was where my grandfather had served time in the United States Air Force Army. I was in the land of opportunity for the very first time. I was where the world's most powerful women and men had led the most powerful country in the world. I remember seeing the World War II memorial for the very first time, flying a photograph of my grandfather at the Arkansas Monument. You see, he's never seen it before in person, so I wanted to take him to it. Standing on the steps of the Lincoln Memorial, I was mesmerized by the Washington Monument. It had symbolized protection for the entire district and nation. It was beautiful. It literally took my breath away. I remember shaking the hands of World War II veterans that were seeing their monument for the very first time. It's a rare scene. I remember wiping a single tear from my cheek. It was life-changing to me to see those who were affected by wars on our nation and where they could see their memorials for the very first time in their life. I learned so much on that day. I remember making some of my best friends from Youth Corps all across the country. I had built professional relationships with members of the Arkansas cooperatives, as well as the directors of NRECA. Mr. Steve Urim, Ms. Karen Bailey, and Mr. Mel Coleman, three wonderful people who I owe so much to, who have taught me so much. Because of the Youth Leadership Council and being selected to serve as the Arkansas State Representative, it opened doors to my future through connecting with other leaders from across the country. I had interacted with some of the best and brightest minds at the annual NRECA meetings. It was beautiful. When it came to selecting an area of study, I quickly knew that business administration was a program that I could invest my time in to give back to my community one day. With specialization in management, free enterprise, trade, and economics, the opportunities to serve others are absolutely endless. Here at Arkansas State University, I'm an honor student with a 3.4 GPA, where I've served in student government for 3 years. I've worked as a senator and the chief of staff to the student body. The Youth Corps in Arkansas State University has taught me how to become a better leader. I've been able to serve others through volunteer work and leadership positions here on campus. Through my work with student government, Phi Beta Lambda, and Volunteer Arkansas State, I've been able to work closely with Arkansas Children's Hospital, the St. Jude Children's Research Hospital, the Arkansas Muscular Dystrophy Association, and the Food Bank of Northeast Arkansas, as well as United Way and many other public service volunteer opportunities here in Arkansas. I've developed a love for giving to others, something that cooperatives have taught me, to give back. I devote time to helping raise my younger 12-year-old brother. I've served as a chaperone in the Arkansas Youth Corps for 2 consecutive summers. I've worked with Ms. Sheila Yount at the Arkansas Directors Association here in Little Rock. Being able to give back to the Youth Corps is particularly rewarding to me. It allows me to work with students from across the state and to invest them in their time to work towards higher education. I know at the end of the day that I've made a difference in their lives in some way or the other. Through working with the Arkansas Electric Cooperatives Youth Corps, the Student Government Association at Arkansas State University, the Republican Party of the state of Arkansas, and Mr. Mel Coleman at North Arkansas Electric, I've realized that serving others is my calling. Upon graduation at Arkansas State University, I'll be seeking a master's and doctoral degree of education in business and law. Soon after that, I will seek election in the Arkansas House of Representatives. I will be a voice for the silent, and I will serve others through public office. I'll go to battle for what is right at the end of the day and never forget my roots. I'll be an ethical decision maker and always keep in mind what is best for all American citizens. My passion to care for others will always exist no matter whatever happens. So without the Youth Corps, I would never have set foot on the grounds of the United States Capitol, grounds of the White House, or even the Supreme Court. I may never have fully realized my potential to serve others with public office without the Youth Corps. So, when FDR introduced his New Deal and the Rural Electrification Act in 1936, the Gibbons family farm would have never received power in small-town Ashford, Arkansas. My family would not be the same today without rural electrification. My grandfather and high school counselor may have never encouraged me to apply for the Youth Corps, but because of rural electrification, the electric cooperatives, and flipping that switch in the Gibbons family farmhouse about 80 years ago, I stand here before you, asking you to invest in me through my education at Arkansas State University. I've been called to serve others through public office, and I know that's what I need to do. My love and passion for the Youth Corps, the NRECA, North Arkansas Electric Cooperative, and all members of the cooperatives across the country will forever be embedded into my mind. You see, one day, I'll be standing on the United States Senate floor, and I'll be casting a vote to represent the people of the electric cooperatives through concern for our community and democratic member control. I will always remember my cooperative values I was taught as a very young age. I thank you for your time and consideration for this scholarship. God bless.